60. Today we got some foot issues we need to talk about. I don't have to tell you, if you're interested in hiking, how important your feet are on any type of hike, but especially a through hike. So today what we want to talk about are some of our game plan that we have, Julie and I, for our feet. I guess to start with, we'll start right with the shoe. This is the Oboz Sawtooth. This is the shoe that I'm going to start the Appalachian Trail with. This is a shoe that I think I purchased it because of its rugged construction. It's got a solid toe. I tend to stub my toe a lot. And quite frankly, I've had them for a few years. And this is actually my third pair. They do have a unique insole that takes you a little while to get used to your arch, but once you do, it fits like a glove. We'll also say that there's a lot of great shoes out there. So I would recommend, before you do that and go out and purchase your own, that you would go to an outfitter's and have them fit you with the right shoe. I went and visited our local EMS here in Freeport, Maine, was fitted with this shoe. Thank you, Mike, very much for the great job that you did. And so I think that makes a world of difference, talking to an expert. Now, we know that we're only going to get about, as they say, about 500 miles a shoe. So we'll probably go through 4 or 5 pairs on the Appalachian Trail. I don't know if they'll all be Oboz, but in any event, I'm going to start with this one and see how it goes.
Hey everybody, it's Julie. I'm going to continue Mike's conversation about foot care. What we're going to put underneath our shoes are 2 pairs of socks. The first one is going to be the Injinji toe liners, which are going to help us to prevent blisters in our toes. The second is going to be good old Darn Toughs. Most people on the trail do like wearing these. They're made in Vermont. They have a lifetime warranty. We're also going to be putting gaiters on our ankles to tuck into the shoe. That helps to prevent sticks and dirt and debris from getting into the shoe. So that's something that's been really helpful lately for us. My shoe is the Altra Timp 3. Went to REI and Chris fit me with this one. I told him I have a little bit of an issue with my toes, and he said this would be good because Altras have a really nice toe box. They also have an aggressive tread because it's easy for me to slip and slide on the rocks, and so I like to have a more aggressive sled, or more aggressive tread, sorry about that. But also, as Mike has already mentioned, we don't want waterproof shoes. Our feet are going to be in water and mud almost all the time on the Appalachian Trail. So we want something that's going to be able to breathe and dry out quickly. And so these have a nice mesh lining in them. So I'm going to be really happy with these. Thanks a lot for watching.
So to continue our conversation about feet, today I just want to talk a little bit about foot care. Foot care for Julie and I starts with good trekking poles. They take a lot of pressure off your feet and they really add a lot of stability. But the thing I really want to get into with your feet and foot care begins before you even get on the trail. If you have any issues with your feet, there's soreness that's just not going away, or things that you have questions about, I highly recommend you get to a doctor. I was having terrible pain in the ball of one of my feet, my right foot. Went to our doctor, and she gave me some suggestions, and one of those was go get your foot measured. So I want to ask you guys that directly. When was the last time you actually had your foot measured? For me, it's been years and years. And for years, especially when I was working, I'm a size 11 for the last 30 years. But Dr. Angela suggested get your foot measured. Well, I'm not an 11. I'm more like a 12, 12 and a half. As we age, our foot begins to flatten. And a lot of the problems I was having with my feet, because my shoes were too small. So that, getting the right shoe, coupled with seeing your doctor to make sure everything is, structurally okay with your foot, I think that's really important. Now, once you get out there on the trail, your feet are going to get wet, they're going to get cold, they're going to get muddy. So when we get to camp, one of the things that we're going to do to take care of our feet is we're going to try to get out of our hiking shoes as quickly as we can and put on our camp shoes, and for us they're Crocs. We're going to try to clean and dry our feet as much as possible. And you know, another really important thing is, and I learned this from a family of world-class cross-country runners, is clip your toenails. So every few days, take a look at your toenails, keep them trimmed, and that should help a lot in camp. The other issue about taking care of your feet, yes, keeping them clean and dry is really important, but for us, and especially for me, they're blisters. Don't do this. I tend to I used to be, the old me, used to just hike through the pain of an oncoming blister and thinking that I'll just get through it, it'll be okay, but it's never okay. In fact, it gets worse. So when you feel, our recommendation is when you feel a hot spot, stop and take care of it. Whatever your game plan is for taking care of blisters, it's time to engage that protocol, whether it's Vaseline, moleskin, tape, Band-Aids. It doesn't, whatever your plan is, deal with that blister right then and there, because it doesn't get better, they get worse. And I know, you know, talking about feet isn't the most exciting thing, getting ready for a through hike, but the reality is, if we don't take care of our feet, we're not going to have much of a through hike. So hope this helps a little bit, and I hope to see you out in the woods and on the water.